whose mouth is full of cursing and bitterness. Their feet are swift to shed blood. Destruction and misery are in their path. The way of peace they have not known. One philosopher said, if we have one day without war, it's simply because everyone's loading their guns. Kill, maim. Millions upon millions upon millions of infants in the womb slaughtered. The death toll beyond anything anyone has ever seen in humanity. To infants. And what you need to understand is God doesn't just judge individually, He judges collectively. He judges men and nations. He judges them together. Now we know that whatever the law says, or verse 18, there is no fear of God before their eyes. This is the cause of all of it. They don't fear God. You say, what does fear mean? Well, it means fear. If it had meant something else, they'd have wrote something else. It means fear. It is not enough to say reverence. There is a sense of awe. A sense of otherness. It's kind of like this in the book of Revelation, when all of creation flees from His presence. Now we know that whatever the law says, it speaks to those who are under the law, so that every mouth may be closed and all the world may become accountable to God. What is the purpose of the law? It has many purposes, even has purposes in sanctification. But the primary purpose of the law, and the foundation of the purpose of the law, is to expose your sin. And did you know this? Proverbs is the same. You read the law, it tells you you're a sinner and you need Christ. You read Proverbs, it tells you you are a fool and you need Christ. That's the purpose of the law. Now we know that whatever the law says, it speaks to those who are under the law, so that every mouth may be closed. What happens in real preaching? The preacher lays a concrete floor. The preacher puts up bars of steel on this side, and bars of steel on this side, and bars of steel in front of you, and bars of steel behind you, so that the only place you can look now is up. You are condemned, and the only way out is up. The purpose of the law is never to win you merit enough to be declared righteous before God. The purpose of the law is to drive you to the merit of Christ. Then he says in verse 20, because by the works of the law no flesh will be justified. No flesh will be legally held to be right before God in His sight. For through the law comes the knowledge of sin. Now time is going to go on, and I need to move on a little bit faster, but now Paul comes with hope. In 21, but now apart from the law, the righteousness of God has been manifested, being witnessed by the law and the prophets. All the law, all the prophets, everything of the Old Testament, what is it doing? It's pointing you to your need, and then it's pointing you to the Savior. Even the curse that God put upon creation in one way is an act of mercy. Every time a woman has pain in childbirth, every time a man works and works and works in vain, God is calling out to you saying, fallen, 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 condemned, condemned, condemned. Turn to Christ. Turn to Christ. Turn to Christ.